Sakarna dushashana shobalanha Kumantra pakena hatashiyayusham Suyodanam sanucharam shayanam Bhagnorum urvyam nandana pashyan. Duryodhana was bereft of his fortune and duration of life because of the intricacy of the ill advice given by Karna, Dushashana and Shaubala. When he lay on the ground with his followers, his thighs broken, although he was powerful, the Lord was not happy to see the scene. So many things we can learn from this now. Like Duryodhana, for us also good advice is available. Duryodhana, when before the war, it was very clear. When the Krishna personally came for peace offer, and Krishna is personally requesting, let there not be a war, and make a settlement. Pandavas are very virtuous. Give them small piece of land. Let there be no war. Correct? Krishna came to offer this. And Duryodhana did not agree. And a lot of people advised Duryodhana, including Gandhari, to somehow agree to some peace proposal. Let there be no war. Right? Many people are aware what is going to happen. And many people are aware some mystic potency of Krishna. Some people are aware that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They knew Krishna's pastimes are all extraordinary from childhood, lifting the mountain and all. And to somebody who was on the other side, you want to take up a war, even though your army is huge, you have many generals, there were apprehensions. And they were advising Duryodhana not to go ahead with the war. But he had his own counsels. And among them listed is Karna. Nowadays, modern day world hero. Hero of, so-called Dalit. He has been ostracized. He did not get all privileges. That's what they say about Karna. Ill advice. He gave wrong. He was also part of always ill advice. He was the one who gave ill advice to strip Draupadi. That resulted in the whole war actually. And here, when Krishna came, he was among the team that's called groupthink, which decided to arrest Krishna. He was part of the attempt to arrest Krishna when Krishna came for the peace offer, thinking that Pandavas will be dead. Because people's information are all from nonsense TV serials. They cannot even place things properly. And he's saying ill advice given by Karna. Iske Bhagavatam is saying ill advice. And he's the hero of, by seeing all the serials, they have a wrong picture. They don't have clear picture. He was a demon basically. Sahasra Kavacha. And in 999 times he had been, every time you have to remove one Kavacha and kill him, next life again one less Kavacha will be born. So he had 999 Kavachas removed one by Narayan Rishi. And person who kills will also die. That's something like that. So they kept taking, Narayan Rishi just kept playing, and then finally they came in this incarnation to kill him. He was a very ferocious demon. He had some other name also. Sahasra Kavacha was one of the demons. This was revealed to the Duryodhana that even Duryodhana was a demon in the previous life, and this was revealed to them when they had lost to the Gandharvas. Actually, Duryodhana, what happened? He went to do tamasha when they were in Vanavas. He went with all opulence to tease the Pandavas. They were in a very austere situation because they lost the gambling match. And on the word of Dhritarashtra, they accepted the Vanavas, not on Duryodhana. They would have attacked and finished the war there. Then and there in the palace, they would have finished it. They say, you lost the match, okay, you go for 16 years, okay, we agree. Because Dhritarashtra said so, they went. Not because of Duryodhana. They had nothing to do with Duryodhana. Some elder is there, will respect his words. And then, when they went for Vanvas and they're living an austere life, devotees is peaceful in any condition. Duryodhana wanted to tease them. And he went with all opulence and all. Seeing this, somehow the Gandharvas got irritated. Seeing his, kind of injustice he's doing, because they knew Pandavas are very virtuous and very noble. They arrested the Kauravas, and Karna could do nothing. He could not fight with the Gandharvas, and they're all in great trouble. At that time, at the end finally, they begged Arjuna to help them. And Arjuna said, if you don't leave him, they will trouble. And whatever war about started, Gandharvas surrendered. They cannot fight with Arjuna. Whole thing was over. So at this point, Duryodhana was full of shame now. And here is Karna. He is full of shame. So he decided there is no point in proceeding with this. This fellow could do nothing. He was all dependent on Karna to fight this war against. He could do nothing. And this Pandava was so powerful. He says, better forget the whole thing, the scheme thing. So at that time, he was informed, because Krishna wanted this war to happen. He wanted to one wholesale destroy all these jokers, that he was previous life a demon. And Karna was also a demon in the previous life. And they are eternal enemies. So proceed with it. So this is not something which is surprising. Okay? That if he has given ill advice, he was a demon, fit to give ill advice. Only virtuous thing is he was a devotee of a Devata. That so many people are there. Jarasandha was also a devotee of a Devata. Ravana was also a devotee of a Devata. Still demons. Just because you are a devotee of Devata doesn't mean you don't become divine. You understand? It's like Ravana was a devotee of Lord Shiva. Still remains demon. Vishnu bhakte bhavai deva asura tada viparyayaha. Just like people also make case for Ekalavya. He is another Dalit icon. He was poor fellow. He was so capable, and he what wrong he did. Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada comments on that. What wrong he did. When the Guru wanted him, told him, I will not teach you this Astra Vidya. If he has respect for Dronacharya, it's all over at that moment. He did not have respect. His so-called worship of him was like, extracting without respect something from somebody. You understood? He made a deity of Dronacharya and trying to extract knowledge from him without his permission. He's saying no. If you have respect for no, means no. He doesn't want you to learn. And then a lot of people contest on that thing. Why he did that? He took over his finger. Ekalavya, correct? Ekalavya was a demon at heart. Later he fought against Krishna itself, and Krishna killed him. He joined an army of, I think this is Yavana. Who's no, not Jarasandha, Kala Yavana. He was in the army of Kala Yavana. Whatever it, he fought against, he is part of the army, he fought against Krishna, and Krishna had to kill him. So just imagine, had Dronacharya allowed him to prosper at that moment, because he was going to do demonic activities, this would have been disaster, isn't it? It would have been bad for the world. So in this, and also, so many Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada analyzes very detailed way that this was not actually, even his giving finger away was not because of obedience to Dronacharya. It was just to another show his morality. He lacked from the first moment and his devotion to Dronacharya. That's what is analyzed by Acharyas. This is not the way to learn spiritual knowledge. In academic knowledge, we can cheat. We have no devotion for the teacher. Simply sit in the class, something is speaking. Mostly we study ourselves in the book and understand. You do something in the class. And ourselves also we don't know to study. Somehow get some notes and pass. So now here is a difference. So Krishna now, coming back to the main point here. Krishna is feeling pain, even though Duryodhana is on the ground. Why? He's on the opposite side, no? He should feel happy. When your enemy is killed, you feel happy, celebrate. For Krishna, Duryodhana is also his child only. And he counseled him so many ways. He remained a demon. Not that Krishna eternally condemns somebody. He gave him enough counsel, has come to him many times. Many people counseled him. He was determined. And finally, Krishna is soft as a rose, hard as a stone. Hard as a stone means, if reformation requires some painful experience, Krishna says, proceed with it. Just like, say somebody is becoming a drug addict. I give this example many times. You advise him, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But finally, when you become a drug addict, and if a painful experience is to be needed to pull you out, Father will say, proceed with it. If suppose the doctor said, I'm going to give him 20 slaps, okay, ahead, please go ahead. Correct? So you try to understand this point. So this was needed. Actually, it was needed. A painful experience of Duryodhana to reform him. Correct? To reform him. And then finally, he is fortunate to have died in the presence of Krishna. Everybody was fortunate to have died in the presence of Krishna. So he got that fortune. He could not offer prayers like Bhishma offered. Wonderful prayers to Krishna that we will discuss today. But at least he was able to die in the presence of the Lord. Correct? And he was sometimes getting even doubts that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Because they never believed in it. He was typical a demon. But when with all the army was started losing the war, he went to Bhishma once and asked, is Krishna God or what? Because he never thought I'm going to lose this war. He thought in minutes it will take this war. It will take some minutes. What they will fight. He was shocked rather when he saw a phalanx of the army arranged. It was surprising for him how this much could have been done by the Pandavas. Because he had the treasury. He had the army with him. They were on the streets. Lying at 10-15 log, we'll go with army. 5 minutes and they will be crushed. Because nobody can fight with Bhishma and Dronacharya. What are they talking? Whole thing will be over and I'll come back to the kingdom and enjoy the rest of my life. But that never happened. Okay? That never happened. So this is an important lesson we get here. So the main point, coming back to the main point, is that Krishna feels pain. Now look at our own self now. Our own self, we are getting an advice from the Shastra, from the Acharyas, from the good counsel of devotees constantly. And we don't want to learn through this soft way. We are not interested. We will have to learn the hard way, which will be a very painful experience. Prabhupada gives an example. Just like as many times I discussed, suppose a reformer comes and meets you and he says you can do like this, you can give up this bad habit of say pickpocket. Just like so many times the militants are said, give up the militancy, we will spend money and reform you and rehabilitate you, give you some job also. Many places they offered in the Naxal areas, or even Naxalites can surrender, they are not arrested. They are given some employment so they can change their engagement. So this kind of opportunity is given many times. Similarly, Krishna with all good heart, Acharya means he gives all the opportunity. You can engage in devotion service and become a wonderful devotee. The chance is there. We don't take that chance. We're not interested. We read wonderful instructions in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam which inspire us to become a pure devotee. Pure devotee means Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. Give up all kind of Abhilasha. Or yesterday we were discussing Nama Ashaya. Pure devotee means only one Ashaya. It's taken shelter of the holy name. No other Ashaya. It's just Naam bina kyuchu nahi chauda bhuvana loke. There is nothing else apart from the name. We take shelter of that. Everybody is taking shelter of Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada. Everybody is taking shelter of something. But devotee takes shelter of Nama. Nama Ashraya. That is the shelter. Primary shelter should be that. When Nam Ashraya is good, automatically it will lead to Prabhupada Ashraya, Bhagavad Ashraya, correct? Or vice versa. If you take shelter of Prabhupada books, that will also bring you to the holy name. But Shravanam will definitely lead to the rest 8 qualities. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, all Ashraya will come. And beautifully, Krishna's glories will be manifest in the heart. This is the path of auspiciousness. This is recommended by the Acharyas. And if you do that, you can stand with such happiness in front of Prabhupada and the Goswamis. Correct? You feel so proud being there, following their instruction. And if you do not follow that, you are bringing shame to the whole sampradaya. People know the sampradaya because of us. I am going to ISKCON. So people know ISKCON because of you. And they see change in you. Then they get value for ISKCON. Correct? This is clear or not? So when we behave very responsibly, you bring pride to the whole institution. ISKCON also feels proud. He is our member. He comes. We take name. When you go to public, he is our member. He comes. Really? He is regularly coming to you. And they observe that person. They say, oh my God, you have totally transformed his life. People start appreciating. But if you do not follow, then you bring shame to the whole sampradaya. It's like, oh yeah, it sometimes comes. So therefore, this is, the great Acharya. Just think of the Goswamis. So pure. So pure. Our Sampradaya is the 6 Goswamis first, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, correct? So exalted personalities. Shad Goswami. Vande Rupa Sanatana Jagujo Shri Jiva Gopalaka. So it's such a glorious Sampradaya. So any activity we do, any thought we have, we should see whether it will make them proud or it will make them feel headache. What am I doing? So similarly here, Duryodhana is lying down on the ground. Krishna is not happy. So Maya also will make us lie down on the ground. That's the power of Maya. Maya will make us lie down on the ground. Crush us. And then we are unable to move and unable to do anything. If they read Bhagavad Gita, no interest. Read Bhagavatam, no interest. Study books, no interest. I remember once happened in NITK college. That time I was adjunct faculty. So one class I was taking, and one faculty was also attending the class. He saw students are not interested, they're making noise. So evening I had a guest lecture. I had an evening class. So he saw the class. So he had also come to attend some seminar. So after the seminar, he told me, I want to speak to the boys. He came. He said, see guys, I am teaching you mathematics. None of you are interested. I know. Swamiji is teaching you about the Lord. That also you are not interested. What are you interested in? Please tell me. He was feeling like, is there something in world? Please tell us you are interested. That's Tamoguna. Tamoguna means I am not interested in anything. It crushes you basically. Rajoguna, at least I am interested in sense gratification. And Satoguna I am interested in, and Krishna conscious I am interested in Bhagavatam. But Tamoguna I am not interested in anything. If Prabhupada said it's a very peculiar characteristic of material world. For people who come from the spiritual world, they are working with immense energy to please the Lord. And they come to the material world, they see generally people with immense energy working for sense gratification. But the tamasic people are very strange, just lying down. It doesn't make any sense, It's very strange. What is they doing cannot be understood. Mad is. Okay, you're working for sense gratification, you're working. You're working for serving Krishna, you're working. What is they simply lying down? And that is what is happening in Kali Yuga. More and more people are just unproductive. Not able to do anything. Therefore, all the motivation speakers that we have, they try to pull people from Tamoguna to Rajoguna. They are not talking about Sattva-guna, they are not talking about Nishkama Karma, nothing. Work hard, you can achieve, you believe in yourself. If you cannot, that's all you see Facebook. That's what is selling. Why they are speaking, it is selling, it is benefiting people. Because they are in Tamoguna. It's like Buddha. If you talked about anything, he said Ahimsa. People, great. So therefore, these people, that's why shops are running. But we in Krishna consciousness, definitely, we are going to speak about pure devotion to Krishna. Okay? That is our target. And here, so we come to know that Krishna is so, when a child feels pain, parents feel pain more than the child. Correct? So when we feel pain in the struggle of existence because of disobeying Krishna, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, expresses that, Karshati. Mamev amsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha mana shashtani indriyani prakritisani karshati. It says, Mamev amsha. It says, all the living entities are my part and parcel. They are my children. Krishna's children. Mavai amsha jiva loke. And they are in this word, jiva bhuta sanatanaha. But they are eternal. Sanatana means eternal. Mavai amsha, they are eternally my part and parcel. Not that they will change that position. Eternally our position is part and parcel of the Lord. Manha shashtani indriyani prakriti-sthani karshati. But they are struggling in the material nature, surrounded by the 6 senses, including the mind. Correct? 5 senses in the mind, shashtani karshati. So Krishna is experiencing anguish here because his own children, correct? Mother says the child is part and parcel of my body. So my own child is suffering in this world. Krishna is feeling pain. So therefore, Krishna's eyes are always lotus eyes. Even if the demons, so many Kauravas are dying, Krishna is still looking at them with love. They are his own children. At the same time, Pandava, they are obedient children. These are disobedient children. But children is children. Love is never gone. Correct? Love is never gone. And Krishna is always from his side. Love is always there. And he is wishing that they pick up. He is wishing that the Duryodhana would have surrendered. Anyway, he didn't surrender. He went through a hard lesson. Learn in a so painful way to surrender to Krishna. Krishna is feeling pain. That's a beautiful nature of the Lord. Uniqueness of the Lord. He has no enemy. He is never hopeless. Always hopeful. The Prabhupada says he never becomes angry. Now what happens? We get frustrated very soon with somebody. They do this, do this, do this. 3 times it tell, 4 times it tell. You're mad or what you would say, correct? We get angry. Krishna is like we were joking, like a GPS. Wherever you go, still you saw how to reach. You reach another place, still saw how to reach. Still you go reverse. Still now it will take 5 hours now. Show you the path from here now. It may longer, but now without getting angry. It doesn't mobile. Where are you going? It doesn't say. The same way, we are also disobeying Krishna. Krishna is peacefully from not 5 minutes, 5 million lives, 5 trillion lives. We don't care what Krishna is making arrangement for us. And then again to remember, when we take the right steps, it's a victory for Krishna. Prabhupada is the celebration, it's a victory, great victory for Krishna. He created the material manifestation, he created all arrangements, and now you are proceeding in the path of surrender to Krishna. It's a great victory for Krishna. Yes. Because Krishna's intention was to make you surrender. It is successful. Correct? And at least we make steps, our baby steps. We cannot surrender in one moment. Potentially you can do that, but generally it doesn't happen. What do you say? Just like once chanting Harinama can totally purify you. Yeah, potentially you can chant the Shuddha Nama, but generally we don't do that. The power is very great. The Mahatmya of holy name and Mahatmya of Krishna is that once you say, Krishna, I am yours, it's all over. But we can't say that feelingly. We will say that superficially. Therefore, it's not so genuine. When you can say feelingly, genuinely, it's not easy. Okay? So if we can take an opportunity, it is such a celebration for Krishna. Yes. Okay? So we should actually try to move in the direction. It may not be today. Sometimes what happens takes time. But definitely should be moving in the direction of total surrender to Krishna. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam. Not imagine so-called duties. We imagine so many. I have to do this, I have to do this. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Okay? Krishna is there in this world. Krishna's mission is there in this world. Krishna's devotees are there in this world. Correct? And then we see how I can participate and see the mission of the Lord becomes more glorious, more beautiful. So this is a beautiful meditation of Uddhava, and very interesting. He knows the heart of Krishna. He knows the heart. It's not easy to know this. Maybe Krishna never even spoke this, that I am feeling sad when Duryodhana is dying, correct? But he being a very close friend of Krishna, he knows what kind of person Krishna is.